and people start
Oh
getting
my
all.
gosh.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
It happens. My airing of the grievance. So I'm going to ask you for one. Here was my small one, and this is a real one. This is a real airing of the grievance that gets me every time when I'm there.
I have one, and
Here's
so
what it was.
funny.
It's Pop Century in the middle of the night. I hit my knee on that dang bed every single time I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Doesn't matter how many times I stay there.
All right.
Drill my knee on the corner of that bed. That bed frame must stick out a foot. I don't know. Like, and then in the morning when the lights are on, it disappears. Like it's a magic bed.
I have mine. And it's
I gotta
pathetic.
do some thinking on this one.
Right in the soft spot, man. It like
Wow.
knuckles me. It's
like a
little,
Lego in the dark.
dude, it's like, oh, Mike's getting up to go pee. I'm gonna get him right. In the
Get
soft
him. All right.
Dude, buckles me every time. So that was my grievance. So we'll have a little grievance to start.
Okay.
All right. I got one, but it's controversial.
Why you gotta do
Rest of
that?
us.
You don't need that.
No, it has to be a minor personal one.
It is personal.
Minor,
It doesn't need to be
minor
heavy.
personal.
It is minor. Okay. All right. Let me keep thinking. I'll keep thinking. Hold on.
Shout out to
All
Phil.
right. I got it. It's
Okay.
minor.
Corbin Amber, by the way,
personal.
called us in last night from the live show. He's going to
Nice.
Disney. He's going to D23.
Ooh.
Oh, good for
He
you.
needed to find some Disneyland after dark because he's going to be at D23 during the day, and he's only going to be in the parks at night. So
There
Scott-
you go. That's awesome.
Corwin of Amber, remember when Mike asked about your name and like went through?
never say it. I was like, Corey went? Corey, no.
Everything.
Corey,
Corey, no.
Corny, wine,
Corey, no.
wine of Amber.
You like how the lower third matches my shirt? Look at that. I'm all matchy.
That's nice. Hey, I kind of match too.
I know. Kind of. Oh, by the way, it's almost time for Is This Romantic? So hashtag.
Oh my, this is our area of expertise. People around the world know about our podcast because we have such a wonderful.
I got news on that too. Okay, we got to start the show. We got to get going. Here we go. I got lots to talk about. Here we go.
Is this room?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the question. Actually, I should probably pull up the question because we do have some. Let's see. January 20. What's today? 20. Yeah, we got a ton of them. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2028 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. And hey, as we're recording this podcast, it is hashtag National Compliment Day. So I got to send a big compliment to my guests at the Magic for Less. Thank you for booking your trips with me. Thank you for supporting our agency and trusting us with your vacations. And it's a great way to support the podcast. And I love when you come back and tell me a little bit about your trips. That always makes my day. Sometimes you send me a picture. I love that. I love hearing the stories, but just thank you for your support of the podcast and for supporting us over at the Magic for Less. Compliment to all of our great guests over at TMFL. Appreciate it so much. All right, let's get to the listener questions. Joining me today to answer any questions you might have, or at least the ones that hit the inbox or that pop up in the Facebook Live. We have Ricky. She's down in Atlanta. She's also hanging out all day, all night over at themouseforless.com. Ricky, what's going on?
I sure am hanging out all day, all night at the Mouse for Less. And if you're not checking us out, you should be. We have some great content, lots of great, information on the website. We've got lots of fun going on our social media. So if you're not following us at the Mouse for Less, you should. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, of course. We've got the fantastic Facebook group too. So, if you're not following us, you definitely should be. We are a lot of fun, lots of great conversations going on. So definitely follow along.
Breaking news. I have an idea for my first TikTok video. It may be dropping sometime in May, but you just got to hold tight for that. It could be a killer. It
May.
It's going to be a killer. It's going to be May, and it's going to be a pain.
Hey, it's going to be awesome, but it's not going to have anything to do with NSYNC. So there you go.
It's
All
not.
right, also joining us. She's back. She was not here last week, but she's here today, and that's what matters. We have Pam Forrester-Koner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, how is Pittsburgh? Have you emerged from the blizzard that kept you off the show last week?
I know. So, what's funny is we have had more snow like yesterday and today. And I swear now the roads are worse than they were during the blizzard.
Gosh,
but the wind actually. So we kind of our new house is kind of up on this like hill. I will tell you, I have never heard the wind like I hear in this house. Like we were sort of in like a valley before, right? And so we just didn't hear it that much. Well, up here on top of the hill, you hear all the things. Plus, we don't have trees yet because it used to be farmland. So I'm like at night, it's frightening at times, I will say. But yes, I'm back. Glad to be back. And I hear you have a question for us, Mike.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I do. So last night we brought back you, me, and Scotty G. We had the live call-in show. Thanks to everybody who joined us. A lot of folks in the live chat with us right now were with us about 24 hours ago as we took your calls. We're going to do that again this Sunday night, so 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. There was a crazy football game that was going on during the show. At least we got to see the end of it. I mean, it's all you really need to see. That game was nuts. But
all of them were nuts.
Oh, my God, they were. Yeah. The Rams won. It was pathetic. Oh, whatever. Anyway. I had a long phone call from my dad because he was driving home from Tampa, all giddy.
I was going to say, most people won't understand why you're, yeah.
No, whatever. I don't like the Rams. He works for them, whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, so during last night's call-in show, we had the airing of the Disney grievances. Now, small things. Now, this turned into some major things all of a sudden with some of the calls, but my airing of the grievance 1 month after Christmas was the beds at Pop Century. How they always, like in the middle of the night, I get up to use the restroom, that bed frame jumps out, boom, right in the knee every single time, just buckles me. I'm like, to the point where now I just lay in the bed and just hold it. Like I'm just in pain. My kidneys burn. I'm just like, I'm not letting that bed get me because I'm not going to.
Oh my God.
I'm scared of like getting an ACL like blown out. I'm traumatized by the beds at Pop Century.
Wow.
Not airing of the grievance. Like what's up with the beds at Pop? So I was going to ask you. All right, Pam, go ahead. Give us air your grievance real quick at the top.
So this is from Festivus. For those who don't know, from Festivus.
Because I didn't listen to or watch Seinfeld. So there you go.
Yeah, we are airing our grievances. So my grievance airing for Disney is actually taking place at their resorts because this is where I'm, of course, most impacted. Right? I do not like the breakfast selection at just about every Disney resort there is. Okay, and I'll explain. First of all, I don't like breakfast potatoes. I just don't.
Okay, yes. I get
so
that.
if you're getting any platter, you know what it's going to include.
Well, wait,
right?
Is that tater tots? Are you okay with the tots?
No, I don't really even like the tots either.
No.
I don't want this for breakfast. I don't want potatoes of any kind, right?
Okay.
I want an egg. I would love to have a poached egg, but that is completely out of the question. So don't even try it. Secondly, an over easy egg, that's not happening either. So I go with the egg that I can get typically, which is either scrambled eggs or an omelet. Now, here's the rest of my grievance, right? If you're getting an omelet, I know, right? I've thought about this. This actually sometimes is what determines where I will stay.
No.
I look at the breakfast menu.
We open
9 times out of 10, yes. 9 times out of 10, the omelet is a ham and cheese omelet. No.
Yeah, no.
I don't want that either.
Good Midwestern omelet, man. That's what we have here.
No.
I don't know. Is there another kind of omelet? That's the only kind of omelet I'm familiar with where I live.
No. I want to either be able to make my own omelet or can I have cheese and some vegetables? Like that's what I want. So this is my thing. Like I can't get a breakfast that I like. And actually what I've been doing lately is I order from like whatever, one of the grocery delivery services, and I order mashed avocado, bread, and a poached or a hard-boiled egg so that I can just make what I want for breakfast.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So this is my life. So it's pretty first world problems when you don't like the breakfast selections that other people have made for you. And believe me, I get it. I'm spoiled in this space, but like breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. So.
Yeah, I get that.
Anyways.
So lesson learned, sit next to Pam at breakfast. You may get some, some breakfast.
You can have all the potatoes and all the ham from my omelet.
I love me a good bounty platter. I just can't turn it down. I get it every day at Pop.
Oh my gosh, and it comes with a biscuit too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those biscuits are not
They're
good.
so bad.
They're not good, Mike.
Okay, we're fighting because
They're not good biscuits. I'm telling you, those are some nasty biscuits.
Yes, right? Why can't we get a piece of rye toast?
Biscuits are never wrong, no matter how bad they are. They're always good. Put some jelly on them.
No,
doesn't matter. My blood pressure's going up by the minute. Okay, Ricky, what's your grievance?
All right, I don't think my grievance is nearly as intense as Sam's is. No, it is not. But it is a grievance that I have. Okay. And I'm very sad about this. Okay, so there are fantastic sweet options in the sense of like a confectionery at the Magic Kingdom, right? You got the just incredible, and they just updated the confectionery. The number of options has like doubled. I feel like there are so many great choices now at the confectionery, and even still when Big Top Souvenirs was open and they had their confectionery area open, like both had stellar good options for sweet treats for me to take home, because y'all know I like to take home some sweet treats in my book bag, purse,
pocket.
Yeah, pocket. It's fine.
Whatever
it is, I like to take it home. Yes. Well, my grievance is the fact that there are not very good options at the other 3 theme parks for the same thing. Okay, seriously. Like Epcot, there's really not a great option. I mean,
you'd have to walk through all the countries.
You can go around World Showcase. I mean, look, I love the popcorn in Germany and all that stuff, like just as much as the next person. But I'm looking for something else sometimes. At Hollywood Studios, I don't want to wait in a long line for Starbucks to just get Starbucks stuff. I mean, occasionally they have like
I know they took away the candy shop there.
They did, and they took away, of course, they took away the starring rolls too, which would be a great place for a candy shop. I'm just saying,
it's good size, it would be
good size space for a candy shop. But then at Animal Kingdom, I mean, there's really nothing there either. You've got the little bitty teeny tiny shop that they have over in Africa, but that's it. I'm just saying, like, why are there no good sweet shops like throughout the because Magic Kingdom has 2, when Big Top's is open.
Big Top treats, you know what? Hot take, maybe better than confectionery.
Agreed. I actually do agree with that. That's not a hot take. That's a legit take. That's good. But there are no other good options in the other parks. And I'm sorry, when I'm leaving the park, I want a sweet treat to take with me, and I'm left with nothing. And so I just leave disappointed. So Disney, what's up with that? So sometimes I'll end up going, like, if I stopped off at a hotel or whatever, I'll go to the hotel, maybe grab a sweet treat there. But, like, I want something to take with me.
And it's hard, actually, even at most of the hotels.
Yes.
There aren't really good choices. Since Disney reopened, they didn't bring back the vast array of things that they used to have. You can get like a chocolate cupcake, a yellow cupcake. I know.
I don't want that.
They used to have a lot of different choices. So I hear you with this, Ricky.
I'm glad.
I'll get on your bandwagon if you'll help me out.
I will be on your bandwagon with the breakfast options, because I agree with you.
We need a meeting with the people at Disney about certain snack and breakfast
items. Hey, I've said all along that the best thing that Disney could do is build a diner that had all you could, just breakfast all day. I'm just saying that would be the best thing.
Then I bet I could get my make your own.
You could get make your own omelet at that diner. I will make sure I can guarantee you get your own.
And I don't want it with potatoes. I want it with
just give me the potatoes. They're going to give you the potatoes because they don't have a way to like change it on the cash register. Get the potatoes. Just throw them out.
just give them to Mike.
Put a little ketchup on top, and I'm good to go. Put ketchup on the eggs, on everything.
No, what are you bringing eggs?
There were those dehydrated eggs. It's fine.
No.
Okay, real quick. We gotta get to this stuff. Okay, I gotta say something. I'm gonna give a little piece of advice. Excuse me for everybody. 3 places on Walt Disney World property where you can get pretty cool treats where you don't think about it.
Yes.
1, Cafe Rick's.
Oh, yes. Yes.
If you're looking for a hot pastry that like you're not expecting it. Now, a lot of times it's closed and they show
it's only open till like 12 or 1.
Right. It's a tease. Like you can see
it.
So you
can't get it.
You can go up against the window and press
just drool everywhere. I would like the sweet treat. I can't get it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, second place, another place where you can get pretty good sweet treats where you might not think of it. That LBV store at the Contemporary. They have a little place.
That was, when I was saying that I would go back to a hotel and get a sweet treat, that's one of the places that I end up going. I'll take the monorail loop around and stop there. Yep.
Third place, real quick. I'm feeling generous that I'm giving out some.
Okay, you're giving out some major tips here.
Green Door, that place over on the boardwalk. shop there. They have a little.
That's true.
They have little. They have like Rice Krispie treats, and apples, and all that kind of stuff too. So there you go.
Right.
But they can't cut the apple anymore.
No, apparently we can't cut apples.
Like a savage, but
they'll give you a little plastic knife that you're like.
They will. Scott had that. It was pretty rough. Okay, let's get to the questions. We have a lot in the inbox. This one's coming from Christina up in New Hampshire. She says, "Hey, Mike and friends, love listening to the podcast every week. I have a question about the Magic Kingdom dessert party. Planning on going to one in April, 2 adults and 2 kids. They're 9 and 7. And deciding if we should do one where you eat the dessert before or the one where you eat the dessert after. Planning on doing it on a Wednesday with extended evening hours. They're staying at the Riviera. So is it better to eat after the fireworks to get the rides in an hour before and then let the crowd thin, or eat before so we can hit the rides right after? Any insider preference? Thanks, Christina." I have thoughts, and I'm not going to expand the whole lot because I think we all have thoughts. I like to have that like end of the night, just all rides where you go nuts. That's me. I just like, there's an excitement. Like once the fireworks are over, just get it on, like ride as many rides you can until they kick you out. I love that. So I would do the stuff before, and then once fireworks is over, go over to Tomorrowland, go to Adventureland, wherever you're headed, Frontierland, Splash Mountain, whatever you want to do. I would do that. Pam, would you have any different thoughts on that? I mean, what strategies for Christina?
Because it's going to be open after the fireworks, I will say do it before. But we did it when the fireworks were at closing. So we chose to have the after because we felt like it was a little extra time in the Magic Kingdom. I actually really prefer the seating in the garden as opposed to the one where you do have a seat because I like that viewing space better. I think that you get a better view of the fireworks. I think you get a better view of the projection. And we always just grab some hub grass there and sit there until it's time to actually watch the fireworks. So that's what we do.
Ricky, thoughts? Before
I think before as well, actually. So it's going to be a trifecta for us because I, like you, Mike, would rather enjoy the rides toward the end of the night, because here's why: more people will be leaving after the fireworks, so the rides will have even less of a wait than if you'd done it before if you do the dessert party after and the rides before, because everybody's still like trying to get in their last ride before the fireworks. So I'm gonna say go after or eat the desserts before the fireworks, rides after.
And you're hitting that good sugar high too.
Yes.
Right? You got the high from the fireworks. The sugar's like all in your system by that point. You're just like, because you've probably eaten like 38 little mini cupcakes. You're good to go. You have a little cheese though. Get a little protein. Next question from Stephanie. It just says she's from iPad. I don't know that state.
I don't know that state either.
We'll see. Hey, BOGP crew, we have a Disney cruise book for this summer. Thanks, Mike. Well, thank you, Stephanie. We've been reading on DCL's website about the COVID procedures, but it doesn't answer our question. What happens if one of us tests positive at the port and we're denied? Are we out thousands of dollars we've invested in our cruise, or would Disney help us rebook for a future voyage? Thanks for all you do to make our time in between trips easier. Thanks, Stephanie. So, Pam, you want to talk about that? You are not out. That's a good news. You are not going to be out your cruise fare. If something were to pop at the port, which let's hope that we never have to use those P's again. The pop at the port, that'd be a bad pop. So let's don't have that.
Yes, for sure. No, Disney will actually refund and help you rebook, help you get that rebooked. If there's a date that you have in mind or whatnot, if you booked with an agent, your agent can help you rebook as well. So you will not be out the money there at the port. And actually one of our poor agents who was recently on a cruise got to the port and they didn't know it, but one of the people in their party tested positive, and we had her write a blog about it. It's such valuable information, and it helps sort of set your mind at ease. I think with this variant in particular, so many people are not really having symptoms of it, right? And they're just, which is good because, right, you can have it without having the symptoms, but they just had no idea. So they go to the port and that really impacts your trip because you can't go on the cruise at that point. In fact, nobody who is on your reservation can go. It's not like you can leave one person behind.
I do not know those people. Like because
They didn't come with me. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't know.
Mike's like, no. They were not with me.
They were not with me.
They have the same last name. That is such a weird coincidence.
Weren't in the same car. Weren't nothing.
Right. No. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, stop over at the Magic for Less Travel and go to our blog section. You can read all about Michelle's experience, and it's great information to have. It was really educational for our team because we have assisted guests to which this happened at different times, but to just hear it from one of our team members, I think is really kind of a thing. And I think it'll set your mind at ease. I know that this is typically one of the questions that we get asked most often, what happens if, and there are contingency plans and they do not include you being out thousands of dollars. So
my Pam just got randomly picked by her school district to get tested today. So we're anxiously waiting. I don't think anything's going to happen, but you never know. So we'll see.
Yeah. Wow.
What a way to start your week.
Wow.
Up the nostril there. Not only do you have to go back to teach fourth grade on a Monday after a long weekend of screaming at a cheerleading competition in a full arena, but you get a little ram up your nose. And then,
yay.
All right. Anxiously waiting. Got all kinds of news. We're finding out if we make the summit tonight. Find out that news. Like, oh man.
Wow.
It's night in the Rallman household. I'm just telling you. All right, Lisa's got a question in the line, so I'm just glad I'm down in the podcast studio, just doing my thing. All right, Lisa's got a question. So we're checking into Pop in 34 days. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Lisa. Someone told us, my extra resort fees would amount to almost $100 extra a day. Is this accurate? I don't remember this being the case the last 3 trips. I don't think that is not accurate. I mean, you pay the price that is on the invoice and that's it. I mean, you do have to watch if you're driving a car,
right?
You will be charged $15 a night for the car parking at the resort, but then you can park free at the theme parks. So you don't
I bet you were talking to someone who was staying off site because even the Swan and Dolphin, their resort fees are high. Yeah. If you're staying off site, chances are you're going to have some kind of resort fee at one of the different resorts because this is like a hotel scheme that people do. It drives me absolutely crazy. The whole thing. It's like, tell me the price. Tell me the price. But yeah, the taxes and all of that Lisa's mentioning there in the chat there, the taxes are included in your rate. So when you're at a Disney resort, the only thing that you're going to have, there is no resort fee. Unless you're staying at the Swan, Dolphin, or the New Swan Reserve. If you're staying at one of the non-Disney resorts and you're staying off site, then those are likely going to have a fee. Just check. It should be listed in your confirmation. But you know, sometimes those are hard to find.
The only thing that I was thinking of that, I mean, this again will be included in the room reservation cost is the cost of like adding extra people because there is an additional fee.
That would just be in the total cost.
That was my point. That's also in the total.
It
cost
is, yeah.
So that shouldn't be a thing. The biggest thing is only if you have a car, and they only charge you if you have a car. So, you know, because when you drive in, you drive through the security gate, so they're writing down your license.
They ask you.
Well, they know too if you scan your Magic Band to go in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
But Lisa says, thank you. Our Ohana meal is saved. Oh. There you go. So, I heard that I saw a clickbaity thing. I didn't click on it because I think it was clickbaity, but they took away a beloved appetizer. I think it was the rolls at Ohana.
Oh, is that beloved?
No, actually, one night they ran out of the rolls.
Okay.
I know, right? And the site made it seem like they were being taken off the menu forever. They literally ran out. I bet it was probably a supply chain
issue. Yes. Can I just say, this is not the kind of news you will get on the Mouse for Less. I don't report these things. I report actual news that is important for you to know for your vacation. Not, hey, oh no, they ran out of rolls at this restaurant tonight, probably because of supply chain issues. So if you want like actual news, like stuff that actually will impact your vacation, again, visit themouseforless.com. We've got it for you. I don't do that clickbait stuff. So don't worry about, is the article I'm reading on the Mouse for Less clickbait? It is not. That's the secret. I don't do it. So
I did see the draft though that Ricky's written about the Figment popcorn bucket going for sale this Friday in the hub.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Yeah, it's totally gonna. You can get the popcorn bucket in the hub. No, you're not gonna do it.
It's not. Just kidding. Okay, so Ryan's got a question in the inbox. Said, don't go to the hub this Friday.
No, there's no popcorn buckets. Again, I don't do fake news. So come to the
okay, here we go. Ryan has a question. He says, we're headed down to the world over spring break. We're looking for your and the BOGP cruise. This is all of us. Best suggestion for a lunch meal. We have our park reservations to start at Epcot, and we're hopping over to the Magic Kingdom after lunch. We'd love to know your thoughts, as the reservations can be made in 2 days. Love listening to the podcast. If it's easier to point me to a specific episode where you've already covered this, please let me know. Thanks, Ryan. Okay, so you get a lunch at Epcot.
Lunch at Epcot.
Spring break. It's going to be during Flower and Garden, if that helps. Ricky, where are you going? You got to point them in the right direction for this spring.
Oh man, I mean, if it's Flower and Garden, I'm eating around World Showcase and just eating little bites. But that's just me.
Give them like a meal.
Like, I know. So it depends on if they want a table service meal or a counter service meal.
Let's go table service.
Okay, all right. For table service,
You said you had to make a reservation. So
that's true. Okay, that's a good point. All right. So I'm not throwing out Space 220 because that, A, is going to be ridiculously hard to book. And B, it's going to be ridiculously hard to book. So I am kind of, I still feel Garden Grill. I love Garden Grill. Brian and I we enjoy the heck out of that meal all the time. It's all you care to enjoy. There are characters, which is kind of nice. And we really, really definitely enjoy Garden Grill a lot. And it's so good. So
it is. The food is good.
I'm going out Garden Grill. Yeah.
To me, like I still long for those like old, I say old, but like 15 years ago Epcot, right? Like where the videos, we collected all the DVDs and like the, Stacy walking around World Showcase with the pretzel and beer, and you're going from country to country every 5 minutes. I still long for those kind of experiences, and Garden Grill checks that for me.
It does.
I would like to throw in there again, heavy meal. So I don't know like how heavy you want to go. Beer garden.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be stuffed. You won't need dinner that night, but it's just got the atmosphere. You feel like you're in this Bavarian village. You have good food. You have good service. It's got a lot, but I mean, it's heavy like sausages, and it's got great desserts though. I mean, if you're a big dessert person, smoking desserts, and it's not terribly expensive. For Epcot standards. So I'd throw that in there. It's kind of an experience meal. Pam, any other suggestions?
Yes, I have two. Because that's the way I'm rolling.
Exactly.
I'm back to authentic Pam Forrester. I'm not gonna stifle it anymore, right? So first I'm gonna give you Rose and Crown as an option for lunch. It has a great outdoor seating area, and that is the time of year where you're gonna want to enjoy some outdoor seating. So check out that one. And I'm also gonna say Via Napoli, just because food's great. You don't have to get something super heavy. You can just get pizza, or you can get salad or whatnot. And again, they have outdoor seating. So I'm giving you 2 locations with great outdoor seating. So check out both of those.
Good call. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're escaping down in the spring from cold weather, sitting outside, pretty awesome. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
It is.
All right, next question's from Whitney. Hey, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scotty G have a question for y'all about our upcoming trip in February. Our family of 4, 2 kids, 2 adults. We're going to Walt Disney World with our fellow Disney-loving best friends and next-door neighbors. They also have 2 kids and 2 adults. We're going February 5 to 10. We're all staying at Beach Club and are so excited. Stand by for Friday's show. I think you're going to enjoy it. We were deep in the planning process before we realized that the Magic Kingdom closes early on the day we plan to be in that park. That's Tuesday, February 8th. It closes at 4:30 p.m. What? We plan to make the most of our time at Magic Kingdom that day, including early entry that morning and getting in line for an attraction at the back of the park as close to 4:30 as possible. Well done. I like that. You're smart. My question is for dinner that night. Where should we go? We are like,
oh my gosh,
we're going to call restaurants or something today. Okay. She says, I'd love to try Steakhouse 71 or California Grill since we'll be close by, but there's no availability for a party of 8 or for 2 parties of 4. Any ideas? Monorail restaurants we shouldn't miss? Head back to the Beach Club boardwalk area? Uber somewhere else fun? I know we can always do Disney Springs, but we'll have just been there the night before. We prefer table service, but aren't opposed to a fun quick service option, especially if it's in a neat place where the kids can play or the adults can have a cocktail. Hit me with your best suggestions, and thanks for all you do, Whitney. All right, so she can't get into Steakhouse 71 or California Grill. Those are kind of off the table. Pam, hook them up. She says, what'd she say? Hit me with your best suggestion. Go for it.
All right, so check out Kona and see if they have some availability. The great thing about eating at the Polynesian is you could always stop by the Trader Sam's outside or inside if it's available, if you're there early for your reservation. If you have time to get a quick drink and maybe an app, you could also stop by the Tambu Lounge, which is right there by Kona. It's actually at Ohana. So in that area, so you're really, really close there. I think that may be someplace that you could get something to go. And I'm trying to think what else. I mean, the other thing is that the Wilderness Lodge is just a boat ride away from the Magic Kingdom. And that offers all these different dining locations, including the Snow White one. But that one's really rough to get into at Artist Point. But again, Geyser Point, no reservations required. Territory Lounge, one of the lounges there, and the counter service there is just great too. So try one of those.
And Whispering Canyon, is Diane saying, because you're right, Wilderness Lodge really has it all. It's got a modified character meal right now with Snow White. So you have that. You have a lounge. You have an outdoor, really high quality quick service restaurant, which has high quality food, cocktails, amazing setting, especially. I mean, February 10th, beginning of February, the weather can be awesome. Could be a little bit cold, but it could be awesome. It's probably going to be awesome. So that'd be nice. But Whispering Canyon, the kids would like that. That's kind of a fun place. It's loud. Kids can be crazy. It doesn't matter. Food's good. It's kind of heavy.
For
cool.
Sure.
Yeah, so Wilderness Lodge kind of does have it all. If you're looking for this counter service, table service, the loungy stuff, any other, and it's close to the Magic Kingdom. Anything else, Ricky?
Gosh, I really think you guys have named everything. I mean, there's Captain Cook's, which is always my favorite at the Poly. And I mean, I know we've talked about the Grand Floridian Cafe before. I feel like it's kind of, a solid choice. It's not nearly as fun. I mean, it's a little more, I feel like it's a little, because it's in the Grand Floridian. I do feel like it's a little stuffier. Not to say that it's not a good meal. I just, the ambiance is a little fancier, I feel like. But it's not a fancy restaurant, if that makes sense.
I always thought it was fancy.
It's not.
Name. Like, I didn't go there for a decade because I'm like, Mike Roman does not need to eat at a place called the Grand Floridian Cafe. I go there all the time now, and I go there after races. It's a great place to go for like a brunch after a race. And it's just, it's everyday people like me eating chicken and waffles.
Correct. Exactly. It's not fancy, but the inside is fancy. Like, if that makes sense.
And they have a breakfast I can get behind.
They do. Exactly. So anyway, I think your guys' suggestions are actually more on point, but I was just giving out a couple of ideas that maybe wouldn't be thought of.
All right, Katie's got a question in the live chat. She says, all rooms are booked for the weekend. We want to head down. Is it worth to keep checking? Do rooms at Walt Disney World open up last minute? Yes. I will tell you this. Yes. Because you got to realize the volume of the inventory that Walt Disney World has in any particular hotel for any particular day. You got to remember, I mean, things come up with families and couples and singles and all the time where people, I mean, this is my life. Every day I'm changing a reservation from April to May. I'm canceling a reservation. I'm booking a new reservation. I mean, just personally for my guests. I mean, the inventory for what I book fluctuates wildly within 24 hours, just in my little microcosm of this whole big Disney picture. So definitely keep looking. Here's my best advice, though. Be flexible on your resort. Like, if you're looking for a moderate and you're really set on French Quarter, don't be scared to book Riverside initially, or even Coronado Springs or Caribbean Beach, even a Pop Century, an Art of Animation. Book something for your dates, and then keep looking and seeing if you can modify to a resort that might be more your style. But then, start looking, if you can, and you get closer to the trip, look at the advantages of that resort that you have booked. I mean, that could be something that's worth a shot, and to give it a chance, because, there was a time where I wasn't real keen on booking Riverside. It was just like, that was what was on a discount. Like, I could get a really steal of a deal at Riverside, and I'm kind of cheap. So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep that because that's a really good deal. I really want to be here, but I'm going to go with Riverside because I'm getting a steal on this thing. And I loved it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this resort's awesome. Even at full price, it would have been awesome. So give it a shot, but I say book what you can, keep checking, And, even if nothing's available, just keep checking. Cause I mean, you just got to be on the right time and the thing is, like, people think like, oh, you got to be on right when somebody cancels. Well, it doesn't immediately go back into the system. Disney will flush it kind of back in. You just got to hit at the right time. I mean, any other things, Pam, you've been doing this longer than I have. Anything else to offer?
That's exactly it. I mean, we look for guests all the time. We try a few different tricks up our sleeves, I think, every now and then when we have to. But I think that the issue is just consistently looking, and hopefully you'll find something. Rooms go back into inventory all the time, like Mike said. So it's definitely worth checking.
When you get them, though, you got to go, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm always here by myself, usually, unless it's a weekend, because, the girls are at school and I'm down here in the studio working. It's also the podcast computer, but it's also during work. It's work. And so, I get one, like, oh, sometimes I even hit the bell. Not podcast going on, but I hit the bell. I'm excited.
I love it.
Little victories, man. This is life. Like, kids that, used to be when I taught sixth grade, a kid that was scoring like 35, all of a sudden would get like a 90 on a test, be like, yes, either he cheated and I didn't see it, or this kid actually learned something this quarter. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to go with they learned something this time. So there you go. So that's how it goes. Okay, Kevin's got a question. Hey, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scotty G, on our Epcot day, does it make sense to park at Hollywood Studios and walk or Skyliner over to the International Gateway if we want to eat breakfast at Ale and Compass or Boardwalk, and we're going to hop to Hollywood Studios? This will also have us closer to France for Remy. When the park opens, yes, we will be Disney Resort guests for half-hour early entry. Thanks. Kevin is in the ATL. Okay, so I guess he wants to put his car where he's going to end the day, it sounds like to me. So we're going to try to park at Hollywood Studios, then Skyliner over to the International Gateway.
Right, and then
breakfast at Ale and Compass, or I guess Boardwalk Bakery if they want to grab it quick, and then hop over to Hollywood Studios.
I think they were talking about maybe. Well, I was gonna say they mentioned Epcot and Remy though.
Yeah, because I think they're gonna park at Hollywood Studios and they're gonna start the day at Epcot.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I guess they're gonna start the day with breakfast. Well, but they're not going. They're gonna go to breakfast first. So I would assume that they're gonna go to breakfast. I don't know that the Skyliner would be running that early, but they could definitely walk.
Yeah, walking is
be a brisk walk. I mean, that morning it'd probably take you. I would say if you parked at Hollywood Studios and walk to Ale and Compass, I would give yourself a good 20 to 25 minutes to get to Ale and Compass.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the way to start the day. I mean, I always start the day with a run. I mean, not that you have to run, but I mean, a walk, 20, 25 minute walk, kind of get your day going. And then you get a little appetite going, kill some Ale and Compass.
It depends on what time the Skyliner opens, though. Because the Skyliner to Hollywood or to Epcot probably won't be running as early because the park isn't. Well, because the park doesn't open until later. Yeah. So they may have to walk it either way. Yeah,
but if you walk it, you're fine. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they could take the boat to the resort too. So they could take the boat. They could take the boat to the yacht club, which might be what I would do. But
yeah, you could do that. Would it be running? Yes, I guess.
Yeah, because that would. I mean,
that's me going the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd work.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
All right. Brittany's got a question in the inbox. We got a lot of inbox questions this week. Appreciate it. If you have a question, Mike at BOurGuestPodcast.com. We'll get to him. Hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and Scott, I have a transportation question for you. What's the best way to get from Caribbean Beach Resort to the Magic Kingdom without using buses? My husband did not enjoy traveling on the buses during our Disney family trip in 2019. That's why we're staying at Caribbean Beach during our June 2022 trip for the Skyliner. He's cool with taking our car. We are driving from Florida to Florida from Indiana. The Skyliner, and they're going to take the Skyliner, a boat ferry, or the monorail. I feel like there's a way to avoid the buses. However, I cannot picture it. I want to write the steps down for when we're at Disney. Thank you so much for all your tips and tricks, and especially to Mike for answering all my questions and rescheduling our 2020 trip to 2021 and now to 2022. Our whole family of 5 are fully vaccinated now. Yay, can't wait for the trip. Brittany, that's what we do. I'm telling you, Katie, there it is. Like this trip was 2020, 2021. It's 2022. It just jumps all around. But she's going soon, and we're going to have a good time. Okay, so they got to get from Caribbean Beach to the Magic Kingdom without buses. They have a car.
Just drive.
You just drive to the TTC, to the Transportation and Ticket Center, which is the Magic Kingdom parking lot.
Yes.
And then you have 2 choices from there, monorail or the ferry.
Yeah. There is no quick way to get there taking Disney transportation. Let's put it that way. If you don't want to use a bus. So I say drive.
Right. All right. One more question for today.
Correct.
Yes, correct. That's the right answer. It's either bus or drive. I mean, unless you really want to take a real roundabout way of getting there. So, and I don't even think they're
cracking down on the old way, so we're not even bringing it up.
We're not even, no.
Because they're not letting it happen anymore.
No.
Kim has a question. Planning an epic trip. And you know what? The best kind of trips are always epic. I mean,
yes, they are.
I love that. To re-enter the world of travel from Canada in healthcare and haven't been allowed to travel yet. Thanks for being in healthcare, by the way. Let's see. I can't wait, and I'm throwing myself into planning. What is the best way to book a group of 8? I've only ever booked our small family of 4. I've heard it's best to split 4 and 4, but I'm booking everyone else. How do I do that? Because it seems once I get a reservation, it won't let me book another one. Okay. So here's just my thoughts from doing this all the time. I mean, I would just look at it, and this is just kind of my philosophy on this. Just it's 2 reservations, and the thing is just book 2 reservations, whether you're going to get 2 rooms at Pop Century, 2 rooms at Caribbean Beach, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Grand Floridian. It doesn't matter. You can just get 2. And then what you can do is, and this is what I do every day for families in this kind of a situation, is that you call Disney and you just tell them you're traveling together. And a good cast member, you can ask them to do this, and they will. You ask them if they can create what's called a travel with. And what they basically do is they link the 2 reservations just so they have on file that these 2 reservations are traveling together. And then Disney gives the best opportunity so that you'll get connecting or adjoining rooms. Now, is that guaranteed? No, but Disney does the best chance they can to keep everybody together. They know you're a family, and that just kind of gives you a good shot. And usually, good things happen. So that's the way to go about it. And when you go with 2 rooms, it gives, here's the advantages of like doing that over I just think that with 2 families, even though you're going to have a good time traveling together, you do need kind of your own space. I truly believe that, even though you're you're next door to each other, having 2 rooms gives everybody a little, having that separation just for a little bit of downtime helps. I mean, Pam, anything else to give to that for a family of 8? Because really you're just doing the same thing twice.
You are. And it's really important actually that every person is on the right reservation in the right room, because that's when you're setting up your My Disney Experience accounts, that's going to be one of the things that you do, right? You're going to link your package or your resort reservation. And during that process, you're actually going to choose who's in each room. So you don't, even though like you're traveling, you say in a group of 8, you're going to want your 4 that are going to be in your room listed on your reservation, and the 4 that are going to be on the other package and in the other room listed on their own reservation. That's actually really important. As My Disney Experience has evolved and continued to grow, there is no like not including someone on a reservation or not, doing any of that. So just make sure you keep those things straight.
Absolutely. Very important. Oh, bonus question, because Tammy's always in here with us. Just how far away should we book to get the best rate? Is there a magic window? With Disney, you just want to book it when you see it's available. And then if a discount comes out, we can apply it to the existing reservation and get you the better rate. So there's no advantage. It's not like airlines where it's like, okay, you got to find this sweet spot, on a Tuesday, 3.5 weeks before you
stand on one leg, touch your nose.
It's hard enough as it is. Like, I don't need that kind of pressure in my life. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Get the deposit down. Remember, the deposits are fully refundable. Package 31 days out. If it's a room only, 6 days out. And then, you'll know if you're going to have the discount well before you travel. You'll know your final price you're going to pay. And if you hit it, you hit it. If you don't, you don't. You'll know. But yeah, there's no magic like time. If you see it and your dates are there, especially, this is so true post like reopening of the parks, after, 2020. If you see it, get it, that way.
Book early, book often.
Yeah, amen, brother. I'm telling you, please. Okay. And then Ashley says, tried a bunch of new restaurants and lounges over Marathon Weekend that she really enjoyed. Thanks, podcast crew. Well, glad you enjoyed those. That's awesome. That is great. Yeah. And Tammy says we have enough pressure. Amen. We do.
Okay.
Well, that's going to do it for the questions. Send in your questions. We had a lot in the inbox today. We appreciate that. Mike at BOurGuestPodcast.com. Just put listener question in the header there, and we'll get to those right away. Also, you can join us on Mondays around 5:45 Eastern. And we have lots of fun in the chat. We have lots of comments coming in. We get questions in the chat. It's great. So join us on Facebook and YouTube for that. But don't forget today's show, as always, Brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. As we say, we'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney trip. All you got to do is drop by the magicforless.com. It's a great, simple website. Gives you everything you need to start thinking about that Disney adventure. It's broken down by destination. There's some Universal stuff up there, and it really boils it down. It's very beautiful to look at. You got resort guides with photos. You got all the information right there. If you want to look Disney Cruise Line, it's got a list of itineraries. You want to go to the Bahamas, you want to go to the Caribbean, you want to do a Panama Canal cruise. It makes it super simple to get things going really quickly. And then the best part is, just while you're there, fill out a quote form. Just put in the information that you have. An agent will get back to you right away, get you some pricing, some availability, and we'll see if this trip can come together. Best part is, absolutely free to you, and you're going to get first-class service each and every time. So just check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, and I got to send a shout-out to listener Jennifer with the Amazon affiliate link. She sent me a video this afternoon. She uses our Amazon affiliate link, and she sent me a video from her charges that uses our Amazon affiliate link. You will not believe how she uses this link. She has chickens. Okay, so she sent me a video of her chickens in like a chicken coop or something, or like a little pen. I don't even know. I don't have chickens, never have had chickens. I know I'm in the Midwest and you guys think I'm a farmer, but I'm not. So she has chickens. She uses the Amazon affiliate link to buy the chicken feed every week. So these chickens are supporting the podcast, as is Jennifer, probably more than the chickens. Thank you, Jennifer. I mean, I never thought that like we're getting supported by chicken feed, but there it is. And I appreciate it so very much. I cracked up when I saw the video. She's like, you gotta see this video, how we're supporting you. And then I'm like, it's a bunch of chickens. I got to see where this is going. But thank you, Jennifer. And if you want to support the show, just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. If you have chickens, that'd be awesome. Or cows. I don't know. Horses. Doesn't matter. All right. Also, Patreon. Another great way to support the show. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Thank you so much for your support over there. Follow Ricky on the social media at Ricky Nibs, Instagram and Twitter. Pam is at TMFLT Pam. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, and you can follow the show at Be Our Guest Pod. Of course, subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube so you know when we go live with all this stuff. And if you don't mind, give us a rating and a review wherever you download the show. It'd really help us out. All right, we're going to be back again. Well, tomorrow we have the live show from Sunday night. If you were busy watching football, you can catch that replay of that show on Thursday. And then on Friday, we're going to have a good time. We're diving in to the reasons why the Epcot area resorts are awesome. And we're not just talking about Stormalong Bay, even though it's pretty awesome. No Way Jose's. That might be more awesome than Stormalong Bay, to be honest. And crazy chairs in the lobby at the boardwalk. Not awesome, but they can give your kids nightmares for years.
Not just kids, adults. Definitely adults nightmares.
And I have a trick. If you have this app on your phone, you can
don't do the trick. Please don't.
Yeah, well, you can scare your whole running team the night before. We'll talk about it on Friday, so you better be ready and be back here with us. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you on Friday. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike. Stay safe, stay healthy. Time to get back to work, and we'll see you real soon. That was a good show. That was fun. Okay, let me save that one.
It was a fun one. We had some good questions.
Yeah, we did. Those were good questions.
They were. Not all questions are created equal.
No, and those were good ones. I like those. we had dining, we had cruise. We had
lots of dining. Now I'm hungry.
2028. And no flubs either, so I can edit faster. Edited.
Yeah, Daisy didn't bark after eating all the chocolate.
You did not say that out loud. Oh, you did not say.
I can't believe that you can drink coffee this late.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And there are times when I will get this late and add 2 shots of espresso in it.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll get a venti coffee.
I'm not allowed to have coffee.
I'll get a venti. It's a misto, which is basically coffee with steamed milk. So I'll get a venti misto and add 2 shots of espresso. So, and I will go to bed. I will go to bed at 10:30. No problem. No problem.
We're superhuman.
I guess I am. Yeah. Or it tells me that I drink so much caffeine that it doesn't even affect me.
Right.
I drink probably 10 of these. But I'll probably drink between 6 and 10 of these a day.
No.
Probably does not.
This is my 7th today. I guarantee you. Because I have 2 with breakfast. I have 2 in the morning while I work.
Oh my God. I do drink a lot of water though, so like I balance it out.
I do drink a ton of water.
I drink I have these, so this is 24 ounces in one of these. I drink at least.
You see this? Like
yeah,
I drink like 3 of these a day.
I drink at least 3 to 4 of these a day. Yeah.
I should.
I do. I have a cup of coffee in the morning. That's just it.
No, I have multiple cups.
Maybe
of coffee.
tea in the afternoon.
Okay, here we go. 2030. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2030 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. We've made it to the last Friday of January. Exciting times. And we are here to talk about some Walt Disney World resorts where we would all rather be than probably where we are here on this Friday. So we can imagine that we're either at the beach club, yacht club, or the boardwalk. And there's many places we could be within those resorts that we're going to talk about today that can give you a mental vacation. If you're doing a menial task, or if you're like, your work and you're supposed to be doing like real hard work and you're listening to the show, kudos to you. We love that. That's awesome. If you're doing the dishes or something, taking the dog for a walk, just be careful, pay attention, but we're going to take you to a place that's a little bit warmer and a lot more fun today on the show. So joining me today from the mouseforless.com down in Atlanta, Georgia, we have Ricky. Ricky, happy Friday. What's on the agenda for this weekend?
Happy Friday. Not much. A few tasks that have to be done, like taking the dog to the vet. So it's a great weekend here this weekend. Nothing super action packed. However, next weekend might be a little more action packed. Maybe involving a place called Walt Disney World.
You think?
I gotta get down there for the Festival of the Arts. It is my favorite festival, and so I was looking at the calendar and trying to figure out, okay, when can I fit in my favorite festival? When can I go see it? And it looks like next weekend, maybe the weekend. So stay tuned. I might be down in Walt Disney World next weekend.
Yeah, but we've learned one thing in 2022/2021: never make plans, never make hard plans. Don't put it in pen.
This is true. This is totally in pencil.
Now that you said it out loud and it's recorded, it's probably 90% not happening. I'm just saying.
This is very true. So it is written in pencil 100%. But I made my theme park reservations while I was sitting here doing the podcast.
This is not happening. This is totally not happening.
Totally while I was doing the podcast, I was like, I should probably make theme park reservations. So I went in and did that.
That was a good thought to go down.
Good thought, but it's hey, I don't have dining reservations yet. I just made theme park ones. So at least I'm safe there.
All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. And Pam, I got breaking news this afternoon while I was watching before the show. So I got to get your thoughts on this. So, of course, we know January's coming to a wrap. So we need our listeners' help. So it's that time of the year. I mean, we're only 2 weeks out from Is This Romantic Walt Disney World style for 2022. So we need those submissions. You can send them to Mike@BeOurGuestPodcast.com. And if you're new to the show, any kind of a scenario, like something you see at Walt Disney World, we are the experts when it comes to Walt Disney World situations, if they're romantic or not. So a Mickey shaped pretzel while you stare at the closed railroad, is this romantic? Something like that. So yes. we'll gauge that for you.
And the more wacky and unconventional your suggestion is, the better sometimes our suggestions of is it romantic actually can be. So
we give points for creativity. So I think that sort of plays into a lot. We're sort of a sucker if you can sell it to us. That game Apples to Apples where you want to talk the rest of the people into buying your answer. Yes. Right. Well, we allow you to give sort of an explanation as to why this could possibly be romantic.
Or why it could possibly not be romantic.
But here's the thing. So you can email them to us and we will definitely use those for the Valentine's show as we do every year. But I would prefer to get them on social media, especially on Twitter. So the hashtag is #BOGP. Is this romantic? Because the thing is, I can share them then. And the thing is, we have a lot of listeners that like to give feedback, and that way you can get immediate feedback, and it may save you. Like, because you might think this is the most romantic thing. I'm terrible at making judgment calls on this kind of stuff, and it might save me a little embarrassment. I'm just saying, or it could be the greatest thing ever. Then everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that angle. You just saved. Like, this could be my proposal. Like, this could be my jam." So anyway, hashtag BOGP. Is this romantic? The lines are now open. Operators are standing by. I will favorite all those, and we'll use those for the podcast here in a couple weeks. So please do spread the word. Get in your situation. Think. Put on your thinking caps, students, and be ready for that. But Pam, the thing that brought this up. White Castle this year has canceled the in-person dining experience on Valentine's Day because of COVID. I don't know, like that is like the jam. And I know a lot. I've never done it, but I know a lot of people in St. Louis that do this every year. They go and they have a candle to get the little sliders. Yeah.
I'm sad. I am very sad. I mean, Brian and I have started doing a tradition where we go to like the most unconventional place for Valentine's Day. Like, so White Castle would have totally been up our alley. We've done Waffle House before. We did a deli. So like recently. So, we're looking for something different this year. I'm not entirely sure, but it's usually like the least romantic thing you'd think of is the most romantic for us. So.
Taco Bell should totally just take this.
I mean, Taco Bell
screaming for like candles, dim light, and like a burrito.
No Taco Bell and no White Castle. I'm saying neither of these things are romantic.
Not the worst idea for you though, Mike. For me, I mean, that might be. But I do like a place where I can at least go in and sit down. So maybe like a Steak and Shake. I think our Steak and Shakes here.
I actually have done Steak and Shake on Valentine's with Pam. I think we do it with the kids.
Yeah. I don't know. Now I gotta put my thinking cap on to find the least romantic / most romantic place to go here in Atlanta for Valentine's
Day. Let me ask you this though. So we went to Jam Fest, this big cheerleading competition in Indianapolis a couple weeks back, and it's in the Indiana Convention Center. 10,000 cheerleaders at this thing. It's the biggest competition outside of the Summit, which is the big one at Walt Disney World at the end of the season. I mean, gigantic. So I'm excited because Mallory's cheering and all that. But you know what I was really excited for? Was that in the mall, they have a Primanti's Brothers. Like, okay, so that's that place. I had it when we were there 2 years ago, and it's the burger place where they put the fries on the burger. The burger's huge, and it was so good. So I'm talking about it all the way out. Like we're driving. It's a 3.5 hour drive from St. Louis. You lose an hour because it's in the Eastern time zone. Talking about it. Pam looks it up. Dude, it went out of business in July of 2020. It wasn't even there. We got there. I was like, oh. So I'm going to ask you this. Those a Pittsburgher burger person. So would Primanti Brothers be romantic on Valentine's Day? I mean, it's like a local thing. So maybe you get points for locality. I don't know.
Maybe to some, that would not be my first choice, I will say, for a romantic meal, but I mean, I can see how it might be to some. I don't even know what to say about that. We have so many great locations that would not be my top choice for a romantic meal.
Okay, good. Okay, see there, you might save somebody in Pittsburgh. Okay, so let's dive into today's topic. Today, we're talking about something that is always romantic, and that is the Epcot area resorts. Do we agree? I mean,
yes,
always romantic.
Yes.
Deluxe,
in fact, that's what I would like. Steve, if you're listening to me, that's what I want for Valentine's Day. We don't have to go out to eat anywhere. We can just go to one of the Epcot resorts and maybe have dinner at like the Ale and Compass Lounge or something like that. That's my choice.
And by the way, if you listen to satellite radio this time of year, you get the weirdest commercials for like human-sized teddy bears. Maybe it's because I listen to the Trucker channel. Like they're just weird like ads. I mean, it's crazy. Like human-sized teddy bears. Like who needs like give me a weekend down at a yacht club. Like seriously, that's what I'd rather have than a human-sized teddy bear is going to scare me anyway. So anyway, let's talk about the resorts. Okay, so first of all, let's talk what gives these three resorts. Of course, we're talking about Beach Club, Yacht Club, and Boardwalk collectively. Then we'll kind of give some advantages and differences between the three. But what gives these three deluxe resorts an advantage over, say, the monorail resorts over by the Magic Kingdom, the Polynesian, the Wilderness Lodge, the Contemporary Grand, or say like an Animal Kingdom Lodge? So Pam, right off the bat, what gives this little pot of three an advantage over others at Walt Disney World?
So unlike the monorail resorts, which I know when people think about going to Walt Disney World and they're thinking about transportation options, they immediately think of, I want to be on the monorail loop, right? Because then you can take the monorail right to the Magic Kingdom. But these 3 resorts have something I think that is probably even more valuable than monorail service. And that is that they're within walking distance to not just 1, but 2 Disney theme parks. And I think that's huge. You can walk right to Epcot. You can also walk right to Hollywood Studios. In addition, you can take the boat to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. And now you have Skyliner transportation as an option too. So for that reason, I think that the Epcot resorts are, such a great choice.
And here's another thing that I think I just want to throw in here because I know I'll forget it later on in the show. And this show is going to be kind of a potpourri of just, we're talking about these 3 resorts. You can easily also walk to the Swan and the Dolphin, which I think a lot of people forget about those 2 resorts when you're staying, say, at a yacht or a beach or a boardwalk. And here's the thing, and we've done a show about this, and I want to bring this kind of back around here soon again, because this was kind of a fun little series of shows. We did 2 or 3 of them. It was kind of like an if this, then that. Like, if you can't get this, like, what is something similar that you could have a similar experience somewhere else? So say you couldn't get into the beach club. People might not know, but over at the I get it mixed up. I think it's at the Dolphin. There's a place called the Fountain.
Yes.
And I mean,
one of the 2.
Milkshakes. Yeah, they have like milkshakes and burgers, and it is 10 times easier to grab something over there. It's not as hot as, obviously Beaches and Cream. It's not going to be the same vibe, but it's good. I mean, we've been there many times together. We were there on the 4th of July one time, I think, or New Year's Eve. I can't remember. It was a big holiday. We were trying to kill time until we went into Epcot. And good option, so you also have the opportunity to dine over at the Swan and Dolphin. So you have more restaurants available to you besides just the 3 hotels. You actually have 5. And then if you count, you could walk in. If you have a theme park, you got to think about theme park reservations now. We didn't think about that 5 years ago. But if you could backdoor into Epcot, you have a plethora of dining. So what do you think about, Ricky, about these 3 resorts that set them as a pod apart from the others?
Well, besides the dining, which of course is just fantastic at these resorts, I am going to say in general, their proximity to each other, the ability to go from, the boardwalk over to the yacht and beach club is, it's so quick and easy. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump over, and vice versa. You can take the boat over too, which is great. That's a huge thing too. They have the boat transportation, which is such a game changer, I feel like, in this area, because not only does that boat transportation can it take you to the other resorts, but also can take you to Hollywood Studios and Epcot, which is nice because, a lot of people automatically now just think of the Skyliner of, I got to go grab the Skyliner to go to, Hollywood Studios from these resorts. But you can actually take the boat, which was the original, way of getting there. And the boat is such a great mode of transportation. So don't discount the boat. But just the ease, the fact that the boardwalk actually exists. So that's kind of a really cool thing too, is that, if you are staying at the yacht or beach club, you can walk over the boardwalk. And they have some fantastic, I don't think the entertainment is back quite yet. Is it? Okay, good.
Over Marathon Weekend, that's something I was going to bring up later, but let me just jump in here now. The boardwalk was hopping.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
They had jugglers, they had magicians. They had as much entertainment on the boardwalk as I have ever seen.
Good.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy busy. And the thing was, Scott and I commented to each other because we were down, I think in August of 20, right after the reopening. And I was there with Pam. I can't remember what I was there for, but anyway, we went up, we ate at, we had a dinner at, what's the brewery on the boardwalk? The Big River.
Big River.
Yeah.
We ate there because I want to give it a shot, and it wasn't bad. That's a good place to go because it doesn't take ADRs.
Right.
And so we went there and had a good meal. But the thing was, that was back when, the boardwalk was absolutely dead. It was so sad to see because there was nothing open on the boardwalk that night. We went there, we rode over and skylined over and walked over. And it was just one of those things. We were thankful that we were able to be at Walt Disney World, but it was shocking, because we were used to seeing this people everywhere on the boardwalk. We'd never seen it empty, and it was so empty. And then on Marathon Weekend, it was the opposite. Flying Fish wasn't open. Welcome back, Flying Fish. It'll be back now. But the thing is, like there was just, you saw people watching the magicians and like laughter and like the, people were eating funnel cakes and the Surrey bikes were being rented. I mean, it was what the boardwalk is supposed to be. And it was like, it felt so good. We commented to each other like 3 or 4 times. We were walking around like, oh, I'm so glad, because here's the thing. Like I've said this about Pop Century. Pop Century people complain sometimes. This is a complaint some people have, is that like it's too busy. Like Pop Century has like, there's a lot of people at Pop. There's a lot of rooms at Pop. I say there's a lot of energy at Pop Century. And that's what, to me, when I'm at a value, it doesn't bother me. Like I love like hearing the people screaming at the pool. Like that is just kind of the heartbeat of a Pop Century to me, because that's kind of how I grew up. Like it was all exciting. Like an empty Pop Century is eerie to me. Like it's spooky. Like a full Pop Century is how Pop Century needs to be. It's the heartbeat. Same thing for the boardwalk. Like when it's full and there's entertainers and there's people laughing and there's people walking around eating a funnel cake or an ice cream cone, you see somebody running with a box of pizza going back to the room. That's what boardwalk needs to be. And that's what it was over Marathon weekend. So I was like, God, thank you. Like we're making progress. Like nature's healing. So I didn't mean to cut you off there. Was so nice over Marathon. So
no, that's good. I'm glad, because I was hoping that the entertainment was back on the boardwalk. There's still the restaurants, like you said, again, they're reopening a number of, the Flying Fish, like you said, is reopening. You don't have Ample Hills anymore, but you do have an ice cream parlor that's there.
Take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
You don't have ESPN open yet. But there's still some lively action going on at the boardwalk, and having that, and, being able to go over there in the evening, just to kind of like extend your day if you really wanted to. And, that's a great way to do it, especially if you're staying at one of those 3 resorts, or, it's just, there's something so special about walking over there and enjoying the atmosphere. And so that's another great reason to stay at one of these 3 resorts.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. I'm going to throw this one to Pam. I'll throw it to Ricky too. Okay, so you've decided, okay, I got to be in the boardwalk or the Epcot resort area. You got to be Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club. How do you decide which one to stay? Like, where do you make that decision? Like, it's Yacht Beach or Boardwalk. But Pam, like, what's that decision like when you decide I got to stay here over, because you got to pick one and leave 2 out? Like, how does that mindset go to? How do you think through that process?
I know, and that's a tough choice too, because I think like the room size is fairly the same, right? You have different resort room options, maybe a little bit. The boardwalk has villas as well as standard accommodations, but so does Beach Club. Beach Club has villa as well as standard accommodation. Yacht Club just has standard rooms. So you're going to have your choices too when you look at the recreation thing. I think one of the things that I think of is, what amenities am I going to use? And I do that every time we're going to stay, right? Am I going to be looking at the pools? Am I going to be, dining at certain locations? Is there something like that? And the other thing you really have to take into account, especially this year, is which one's available. Because that's going to play into your decision.
Usually, right now, that's like, where are you going to stay? Oh, there's a room there. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Right. But that plays heavily into travel in 2022. And I think that that's something that you absolutely have to take into consideration.
That's a good point. The thing is, like, okay, so I'll tell you this again. There's so many preconceived notions that I had with Disney, and I wonder if other people had these. Maybe not. Maybe this is just kind of how my brain works, of how I grew up, because I didn't travel as a kid. I didn't travel as like a young adult. Like, I'm glad that my girls they haven't gone a lot of places. They've gone to Disney a lot, but they've got to travel some. And the thing was, like, when I saw Boardwalk in the guidebooks, I never, ever, ever considered staying at the boardwalk because it looked too fancy. It was like the Grand Floridian. Like, I couldn't stay there. Like, that place is for folks on the East Coast. Like, if you're like from south of, I would say, like New York City, or like, west of Buffalo, like, you're not allowed to stay at the boardwalk. I don't know. Like, I get these stupid preconceived notions. And then when I finally stayed there for a marathon weekend, man, I had the best time because it's just got a fun pool. It's got great rooms. It's got great location. And the boardwalk itself is just killer. Like, it's just like a carnival going on all the time. I mean, you want a funnel cake? Go get a funnel cake. You want to go to Boardwalk Bakery and get some crazy breakfast? It's like a big cupcake or something. I can do that too. Ice cream? Heck yeah. ESPN right there. Yeah. Back then it was open. I mean, I was like, why didn't I stay here? This is like my playground. It's like staying in, the Valley of Flowers, and, back Ricky knows, it's like our carnival. It was like, it was pretty sweet. So I don't know, Ricky, what do you do? You guys stay at Boardwalk, Beach, or Yacht? I mean, is there something that separates one from the other for you?
Yeah, actually, I don't know what it is. And keep in mind, I have never stayed at any of these 3 resorts. They are all 3 still on my bucket list, and I will get to them. But the one that I want to stay at the most, and the reason why, is the Beach Club. And it's just because I have this love for the Beach Club. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. There's something about when I walk inside, even though I've never stayed there, I feel like I'm home. And it's just this nice, cozy atmosphere. There's just something, the smell. I mean, I know we talk about—
smells really good.
The smell is fantastic.
You like seafood and you turn the corner by Cape May.
I'm okay with Cape May seafood smell. But there's something about the feel of that resort. I like the airiness of it. It doesn't have the creepy clown chairs or whatever nanny chairs that are sitting there at the boardwalk. I really love the feel. A number of my favorite restaurants are at that location too. And then of course you've got a number of my other favorite restaurants over at the Yacht Club. So like I'm a hot skip and a jump away from, great dining for me, which is of course a big key. I absolutely adore the Beach Club. So that's usually why I would say that. It's just, I feel like I'm at home. It really has this homey feel for me. Yeah.
It's a good call. I mean, with me, if I'm staying at Yacht or Beach, I'll usually look at Yacht first because I'm more likely to. This is in the past. I mean, things are so crazy right now. A lot of the rules are kind of off to the side at this point. Hopefully they'll kind of go back to how it used to be. But I would look at Yacht first because I could usually get a discount, maybe say $50 a night more at Yacht. I could usually maybe find a standard there view as opposed to Beach Club. Beach Club, I think a lot of people just prefer the aesthetic of Beach Club more than they do Yacht Club. I don't know, DVC owners maybe book Beach Club like on cash because they have DVC component to Beach Club and they're more comfortable there. I don't know what the mindset is, but I usually could catch a little bit of a better deal at Yacht Club. So I would tend to book there. But I mean, the thing is, we got to jump into this. We're, 25 minutes in almost, and we haven't talked about the pools. So of course, Beach and Yacht share Stormalong Bay, and Boardwalk has an amazing pool as well. But let's talk about Stormalong Bay. I've described it to guests who have not stayed at this hotel as almost a mini water park. I mean, it really is. It's a sand bottom pool. It's got a little mini lazy river that you can go on. I mean, we've been there many times and we've spent entire days. There's like a sun deck, an elevated sun deck. You can get drinks. They have activities like they do at all the pools at Walt Disney World, like activities of, an activity staff that'll do games with the kids. They have a volleyball net where you can play water volleyball. At Beach and Yacht at Stormalong Bay, a lot of times the characters will come right out to the pool and you can get pictures with the characters. Now, I don't know if that's happening right now, but it has in the past. Couple of hot tubs there. I mean, it's a mini water park. Now, not to say that the pool over at Boardwalk isn't awesome, because it is. It's got the Keister coaster. Well, is that what it's called now? Or did it change? Or is that the new name or the old name? The old roller coaster?
That's the new name, the Keister coaster.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it looks like an old wooden roller coaster, and it's a fun slide and everything, and it's got a great pool bar. The pool's large. It's got lounge chairs. I mean, it's a great vibe over at Boardwalk. You're not giving up much, but I mean, let's be honest. There is no pool like Stormalong Bay. So Pam, the thing is, here's the thing I say: if you're staying at Beach and Yacht, you really, really, it's a missed opportunity if you don't take an entire day to just chill out at the pool.
I think that's, when people are talking to me about their Disney vacation, one of the things I always like to recommend to them is you're going on vacation, right? Do you want it to be a vacation? Then schedule some downtime. Even though it's a Walt Disney World vacation, you don't have to spend every moment in the parks to have a fantastic vacation. And when you're staying at any of these Epcot resorts, and I think any of the deluxe resorts, you're going to find a fantastic pool. But these 3 in particular have great pools. So at the Yacht and Beach Club, not only do you have Stormalong Bay, but there's also a quiet pool on the Beach Club side. There is a villa pool that is by the Beach Club villas, and there's another quiet pool that is the Yacht Club. At Boardwalk, there is the main pool, right? But then you also have a quiet pool, 2 quiet pools, and one that we were at on a 4th of July weekend.
4th of July in that one quiet pool by the villas. I mean,
we did.
Right, videos. It was awesome.
I know it was, but these are the kind of things that let yourself sort of recharge to just read a book or hang out by the pool or watch your family have a great time in the pool or bring along some pool games and play some great pool games. These are the kind of things that a vacation should be. In addition to going and enjoying and doing when you're in Walt Disney World, there's a lot of pleasure that comes in the not doing as well. So
the thing is, you got to have the mindset, though. You cannot be sitting at Stormalong Bay saying, oh, I wonder what's happening up in Future World at Epcot. Nope. Or I wonder what the line's like. Don't be on your phone checking wait times and, wishing you were somewhere else. Because I used to be that person. And the thing is, you're just wishing away an amazing day. Like, just appreciate, okay, today, it's a pool day, man. Like you said, Pam, I'm on vacation. And
yes,
you know what? I'm in a place with a sand bottom pool. I can get a drink. I can chill out. I'm in an amazing place. And just take the day and let your body just chill out for a day. You're not pounding 20,000 steps in a theme park where it's 100 degrees. I mean, be on vacation. I know it's hard. Be on vacation. Relax. I know it's rough.
Sure. Order food by the pool. Enjoy it.
Yeah, go to Hurricane Hannah's, get a buffalo wrap. They're so good. They're so good. Okay. Question that Tammy has, legit. Let me ask you, Ricky. It says a question about Boardwalk. Why don't they have a food court? Do you think it was because it was a thematic choice? Because they wanted to force people down to the boardwalk, because that is kind of the whole theme of the deal, right?
Yeah, I'm almost certain it's because it was a thematic choice, and so they're like, no, we're gonna make them go down to the boardwalk. So honestly, though, I mean, to be perfectly frank, I mean, up until recently, Yacht and Beach Club didn't really have much in the way of that either. I mean, Yacht Club now has something a little bit better with the Ale and Compass, but I mean, Beach Club is still not the best. I mean, that's the only knock that I have for Beach Club and dining is their quick service is inside their shop, which is not great. So that's my only downfall with their quick service. But I mean, they still have an option for you. So if you do need to go in and grab breakfast, like Pam's looking for eggs, or a snack, like I'm looking for a sweet treat. There are options for you, but I feel like that all of those resorts, just none of them really stand out for me as far as quick service is concerned, unfortunately.
Here's the thing too about that, like Boardwalk, I do wish they kind of had a food court when I'm staying there, but it's kind of a love-hate thing. But then I walk myself down to the Boardwalk Bakery and I'm like, oh yeah, baby.
The Boardwalk Bakery is pretty, they have some killer stuff. Yeah.
It's so good once you get there. Like I don't want to walk all the way down there, but when I get there, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Oh man, I'm getting one of those. Yeah. Okay, breakfast bowl, but I'm also going to get it do I need breakfast dessert? No, I don't need breakfast. No. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Too, this is like a 7,000 calorie breakfast, Mike, but what's going on? So yeah, it's kind of a love-hate thing. Would it be more convenient to have a food court? Yeah, but I mean, it is a thematic thing, and you're good shape once you get down to the bakery. And plus when the weather's nice, you can sit on those outdoor tables. I mean, again, you're on vacation. You don't get to do that at home. I mean, I could sit on my deck in the morning and have my breakfast. I'd freeze. I think it's going to be like -5 wind chill in the morning, but yeah, have fun with that. Okay, so let's talk dining for a second. So Pam, best picks in this area. I know you're a big fan of Ale and Compass over at the Yacht Club, which I don't know a lot of people consider for dining.
I do. I like Ale and Compass. So we end up eating out in the lounge often, and you can order from the full menu there. But if you can, go ahead and make reservations. They actually redid this restaurant a while back. It used to be named something totally different, and when they reopened it, it really got a beautiful new look. It's just calming. It's a nice place to be. They have great options, and this is one of the places that I tell people, try the chicken. They have this half of a roasted chicken, and it's served with broccolini, and it's just so good. But everything we've had there has been really good. I'm so glad that Yachtsman is back open at the Yacht Club, because I just think of that. That's when you think of the Yacht Club, you think of Yachtsman, right? And when you're walking anywhere near that restaurant, you can actually smell the steaks that they are cooking, and it always smells so good. And that's the same thing with Cape May. Cape May is the buffet or all you care to enjoy restaurant. It's located in the beach club. But again, it is sort of a mainstay of that resort. And it's good to check that out too. Now, over at the boardwalk, you're going to be choosing from all of the table service locations there that are on the boardwalk that anyone can go to. You have Flying Fish, what we've talked about, has just recently reopened. Trattoria El Forno, which is the Italian location. Big River, like you had mentioned earlier, Mike, they actually do brew beer on site, and lots of just regular food options there, I think, right? Wouldn't you say that's it? Like you can get chicken sandwich, burgers, stuff like that.
They have pizza window. You can get, and people tend to like that pizza window. Like if you want to get something and just sit outside and eat it, or take it up to your room.
Yeah,
you can do that. Of course, I mean, just to fit in with the theme, funnel cakes, just all the fried stuff. Cause I like mozzarella sticks. Cause I remember that one marathon weekend, I think it was 2017. It was that rainy day. It was like before the half. Scott and I were staying there. We went down, we ordered one of every fried item they had off that stand. And I mean, that was like the worst ever decision. I mean, I've made bad decisions in my life. That was a top 10. I mean, my stomach was killing me for like 24 hours because we just ate. I mean, we were like chasing funnel sticks with mozzarella, with funnel cakes and mozzarella sticks and jalapeno poppers. Like I'm about to get sick just thinking about that night. That was brutal. No. It was, I mean, we were like, hey man, we're on the boardwalk. We got to do it. But yeah, Big River Grill, good choice. Vero Mike's pointing that out as well. Shopping, there's not a lot of shopping here. Of course, you can just walk right in. The whole thing is you can walk right into the International Gateway and you have World Showcase. And here's an advantage too now, think about it. 5 years ago, there wasn't as much happening in World Showcase. Now, think about it. You are steps away from the biggest e-ticket attraction in Epcot, at least right now, with Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I mean, you're right there in France. I mean, that's something we didn't have, a few year ago. So
right.
That's an advantage of these hotels too. So, okay, I mentioned this is a joke on Wednesday, but if you really want to freak people out, one of the things the boardwalk has are these chairs. I think there's 2 of them. Is there more than 2? I think there's only 2.
There's just 2. They're by the fireplace. Yeah.
I don't know what the story is with these chairs. They're legendary though. They're weird, man. They've got these faces. They're like antique chairs. They have like human legs, as chair legs, and they got these weird kind of clowny looking faces. I mean, they look right into your soul. They could come to life at any instant. But I like to think they come to life like at 2:18 a.m. or something. I don't know. I have the whole thing in my head. But Scott did this over marathon weekend, and it was, if you really want to freak people out, there's a face swap app. So what you do is you take your picture of yourself and you take a picture of the chair. Then you face swap your head onto the chair, and then you send it out to all your enemies, or even better, your friends, and everybody freaks out. So there you go. That was kind of weird. If you really want to have fun with all your Disney friends, there you go.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, so real quick, I want to get a little quick review though, Pam, because I've never been in Flying Fish. What's Flying Fish all about for folks that have never eaten there? Is it all seafood? Is there steak options? What's the vibe?
There are steak options. So Flying Fish is one of my favorite locations in Walt Disney World. And I think it really just has a lot to do with the fact that we have had so many great meals there. We just really have. So it's located at the boardwalk, and you can actually see it usually when you're walking around, right? You can see the Flying Fish lighting up. And this was a restaurant that has been here since the boardwalk has opened, but it has been redone recently, actually. And again, it has really great decor in there. They sort of have these blown glass. They look like bubbles are their chandeliers as they hang from the ceiling. So that part is really cool. It's a lot of blues, and you sort of feel like you're in an underwater, sort of environment. But it's not all seafood. Everything that we've had there has really been great, from appetizers to salads to soups and more. They do, of course, as the name suggests, rely heavily on the flying fish part of their name, right? And they'll feature lots of seafood, but they also have great steaks. They have vegetarian dishes, as most of the Disney restaurants do, and their seafood is flown in safe often. I think a little look behind the curtain here, but I don't know that many people know this, but it used to be, and I believe this is still the way it is right now, Disney restaurants, sort of their head chefs or someone in their chef crew, go and bid on certain items, right? So I had heard the story that when they get in a really great piece of ahi, that different restaurants will compete sort of for that because they want it. It's fresh, it's flown in, they know it's coming. Right?
That should be like a Disney Plus, like a one-off show or something.
I know, but they probably do this with other cuts of seafood too. They feature a lot of Florida items at Flying Fish, not just seafood items, but also, the Zellner corn, that's a famous in the Florida area. So they'll have like a corn chowder that features that, but they do a lot of things like that there. And I think it would be so interesting to be a head chef at one of these, premier signature restaurants at Disney World, because you have to, right? You have some creativity, right? But I'm sure that there's someone being like, hey, I noticed sales were down a little bit here or whatnot. So, right, it's got to be this incredible balancing act to see. And I would love to hear how they do that. Of course, there's, going to be those special items that the internet will be up in arms if anyone ever takes them away. But I imagine being the head chef at a restaurant, after a few years, you're like, you know what? I don't feel like making this anymore. Like, I don't want to ever make this item.
Don't say that to a Disney fan, dude. That can get
right.
you
I know, but that's what it's like.
Walking to your car. I'm just saying, man. It's no joke. And Flying Fish man's asking that is a signature restaurant. So on the Disney dining plan back in the day, it was a 2-credit meal.
It was, yeah, for sure. But it's worth just going there and enjoying the evening. Set aside some time. Make sure you check out some of the, appetizers, some of the entrees, look at their desserts. I think that the chefs at these signature restaurants really like to get creative with the desserts. So if you can save room to even split one, consider that too.
Here's what I think too. I mean, as we're wrapping up this show, that, we're kind of talking dining, we're talking staying at this resort so you don't have to fight the crowds. One of the things to think about, these resorts are great for like a New Year's Eve or like a night where you don't want to have to get on Disney transportation after the fireworks, especially New Year's Eve, because you can just walk right out, boom, you're at your room in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, no kidding. There's something to be said for not having to like fight the crowds out to stand for a bus to get back to Pop Century, waiting for the 7th bus to load you in, 20 minutes down the road to get to your, you get Skyliner to Pop Century from Epcot at this point. But what I'm saying, like, you're right there. Like, you're right at the International Gateway. And I've done that before on New Year's Eve. It's amazing. Are you paying a premium? Absolutely. But I mean, are you on that night when you can actually walk and be in your bed at 12:30 and you would have been at 1:30 or 1:45? You are like, oh man, good money spent. Plus, here's the thing too. If you're having one of these signature meals, say like a Yachtsman Steakhouse or like a Flying Fish or even something, not quite as fancy, but still fancy, like a Trattoria Al Forno, you can make it a date night. You have a nice meal and then you go kind of just stroll around the boardwalk or walk around by Beach and Yacht Club. You get ice cream over at the ice cream shop, or, like I said, go in Screen Door and get a cupcake and, watch a magician or, an entertainer. And I mean, Jelly Rolls was back open too, I believe. He had live entertainment there. Jelly Rolls is open. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. Ricky's giving me a look. No, it reopened. Yeah. So they have dueling pianos.
All right. Good. I didn't know that one. So, hey, good on Jelly Rolls.
That opened like 3 or 4 months ago. It's been open for quite a while.
Well, I'm behind.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Dueling pianos, is this romantic? Let's get a little early. Let's get a little practice here.
I mean, if you request the song that's near
there you go.
Yes, it's romantic.
What about Shameless by Garth Brooks at Jelly Rolls? That
would be hard to
that would be hard. That's not really a dueling piano song.
No, it's not really a dueling piano song. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of ruined it.
Way to ruin it, Mike. Way to ruin it.
It's still January. We got time.
We got time.
All right. Well, hey, that's going to do it for today's show. But hopefully we got a little mental escape for you down to Boardwalk Beach and Yacht Club. And, it's something to think about for your next trip. Maybe you do a little splurge. And here's another thing. Maybe you do a split stay. Maybe you're staying at Caribbean Beach. Maybe you throw 2 nights at the inn and enjoy that Stormalong Bay pool. Or you hang out at Boardwalk and every morning you can sneak down there and have that 7,000 calorie breakfast where you get the breakfast bowl and 2 breakfast desserts because you're on vacation. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I approve. that's what you do. So anyway, that's today's show. Hopefully you had some fun with it. We had a good time recording it for you. And we always thank you for giving us your ear and your time for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget, today's show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Check them out. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation, whether it's the Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Adventures by Disney, or even sailing with Disney Cruise Line. I can already hear those Disney Cruise Line horns. I know, it's awesome. Or the one when the captain comes on. This is your captain. Hello.
Yes. That sound, I mean, I can hear it. And it makes me so happy. And it's just the most random sound. Yeah.
It makes me so irrationally happy. And then he comes on. And he always comes on with like this is your captain. But I like his long drawn out like he doesn't know the mic's gonna come on. This is your captain. We are 12 knots smooth sailing tonight. The sea depth is 12,000 and we'll be in Nassau at 0800. Have a nice night. Mickey says hello. Anyway, if you want to do that, not all that stuff actually gets said on the intercom. That was just for comedy, but we'd love to help you. So magicforless.com. Just drop by, fill out the quote form. We'll take right care of you.
Was it comedy though? I don't know.
It was not. It was terrible. It
was definitely terrible. Yes.
You know what the good news is though? If you book a cruise, Magic for Less, you get an onboard credit.
Yes,
you can use it however you want. You can spend it on whatever you want.
You don't have to listen to bad captain impressions.
No.
Also, our Amazon affiliate link. Again, you don't have to buy chicken feed, but you can. It's over at beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Thank you to listener Jennifer for that. And also, you can become a patron of the show and support us that way every month. We appreciate that so very much. You get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. We're going to be live this Sunday night. Live. You, me, and Scotty G taking your calls. You want to talk about any of this? We'd love to take your call. 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, right here on the Facebook page or the YouTube page. Just search for the Be Our Guest Podcast. Give us a call. We'll be talking Disney again, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, Sunday night. We'll see you there. Spread the word, too. And, of course, follow Ricky on Instagram and Twitter at Ricky Nibs. Pam is at TMFLT Pam. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. I'd love to talk to you. And, of course, follow the show at Be Our Guest Pod. Finally, subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube so you know every time we go live. And give us a rating and a review if you don't mind. If you have a few minutes, we'd sure appreciate that. And thank you to everybody who has left us a rating and a review. Well over 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts. And we thank you so very much for that. All right, time to get out of here and let's get on with the weekend. We'll be back together again on Sunday night. Just dropped my my BOGP poker chip that George out in Hawaii got us a long time ago. That's like my fidget spinner kind of thing when I podcast. Anyway, we're out of here and we'll be back again on Sunday night. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Boom. That's fun.
Hey, look what I found from when one of our first BOGP meets at the treehouse.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Cool. You know, I still have there was a planter that was made.
Yeah.
And it had the Mickey like on the out of a wreath that was done, and then it had flowers that were like fall color. I take that out every Halloween, actually. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah.
I still have like an iced tea dispenser that we bought.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
we were so grassroots.
We were.
Those were the days, man.
I know, right?
Never do that now.
No
trouble.
Oh yeah,
it would never happen.
We would be so kicked out. It would not even be funny.
That would never get off the ground.
No.
That was such a cool day, and I was so nervous that whole day. Oh my god, I can't believe we did that.
That was amazing.
All right, you guys go have a good dinner. And
all right,
I'm working on articles for the Mouse for Less. I told you I don't do clickbait.
There you go. Jelly Rolls reopening.
No, but character sightings are coming to Genie Plus.
No, that's so awesome.
Jelly Rolls. And jelly
rolls, apparently.
Jelly rolls.
That I didn't know.
I see you.
All right, bye guys.